Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
The troublemakers got my car.
What do you mean?
The sticky notes on my car. Yeah, they found a gun at one of the pawn shops, so I had to go retrieve that from them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's why it took me a minute. I had to go submit that in the evidence and label and blah 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 blah.
You're good. You ready to hike?
Weren't we here for the fireworks display?
Well, I was here, but like I came down because my spots. You show me your spot, so I'm gonna show you mine.
Okay. Also, why
What?
would I be upset about a hike when I fucking jogged the Polito? This is nothing.
Okay. Well, listen.
Oh, I know this place.
Yep. I wasn't.
I don't know. Well, actually, I never got out of my car, but you when you end up in the hospital, cold and shit. I was on scene here, but I left.
Yeah.
So I've been here before.
Well, I mean, now you're here knowingly.
Yeah, without you needing medical attention, that's an improvement.
Oh, yeah, true.
The twins are out to destroy me.
It's fine. I mean, of all things they could have done to you, that's nothing.
Uh,
They literally put
is
a
it
bounty
though?
on my head, so.
Huh?
Did you not see Twitter?
Uh,
Hey!
look, money's money.
Bruh!
Just want to see
They're
what
gonna
they're
put
gonna
me in the
say.
trunk of their car, bruh.
They better fucking not.
Sydney texted me and said, "You better not catch a cold or we'll come put you in our damn trunk." And I said, "Do it, you won't." And then she put the tweet out.
Wait, were you chilling here when it was raining?
Yeah?
Reyna.
What?
It's cold and wet.
I almost died here and I still live, so it's fine.
That doesn't make it better, to be honest. It's a great view, though.
True. No one looks
You know what I
over
want to
here.
do? I want to take a helicopter ride and just go to the top of the Maze Bank building.
Do it.
Easier said than done. Yeah, let me just, ask one of my coworkers to pull out Air 1 real quick. Fulfill a fantasy for me.
Perfect.
I would also like to parachute off of it, but that is highly illegal.
I mean, as long as you don't get caught, no one's gonna know.
I feel like with my luck, I'd get caught in a millisecond.
I'll go get
Plus,
arrested
it's
so
hard to
everyone's distracted.
enforce rules that I myself break.
Okay, fair point.
So, is this your comfort place? Whenever there is something wrong, this should be the first place I should look for you.
I mean, I guess. Is that how it works? I don't know.
Well, that's my spot is.
I mean, I did have a mental breakdown here yesterday. But what else is new?
Like me, I get stressed, work becomes too much, shit like that. I go to my comfort place. It's quiet and I can think and decompress. Calm environments can help you mentally.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Lately, started yesterday.
What you mean coming here as a comfort place?
No, but yesterday became something that almost drowned me completely. I started hearing Oliver's voice in my head, calling me, calling out to me, and then I heard my youngest brother Grayson's voice, who died in the fire. And then I heard my dad's voice, and then they were all screaming over each other. And Luna found me here, curled up in a ball, hands over my ears. And I'm slowly losing it, and no places ever seems the last 2 days to make it quiet. I can't do anything to make them shut the fuck up.
None of
Oliver's
what I suggest is helping.
no. Oliver's voice is telling me to kill my dad and not let him win. My dad's voice is telling me that I'm worthless and I'm never gonna win. Not to play games that I'm never gonna win. And then Grayson's voice is begging me to just make it stop. And I don't know. I don't know how to tell people I'm not okay.
I mean, you just did to me.
After almost pushing you not to come repeatedly.
Yeah, well, that's the fucked up part of having me as a friend is I'm very, very stubborn.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes I don't know when to back off, and other times I don't do it enough. So I'm kind of just trying to find a balance depending on the person. Some people need that extra push. Some people need that added pressure.
Shit.
So no, when you reached out, I was at the dog park just having a conversation with someone, and I was like, well, I haven't checked on you as well as I could have. So I made the time. And I could see her anytime. I basically have keys to her house at this point, so.
Yeah. Luna told me to reach out to people. And she asked me who the two people I was scared of to ask the help. The two people I was scared to ask the help from the most. And I told her it
And those two
was
people are.
Theo and you. Which is
What
ironic.
makes it so hard to want to reach out to us? Because we're cops?
No. Because you guys actually help change the way I look at things. And you, in a way, you're also becoming voices in my head that are more positive. But not your voices, but like the things you say. And I'm not used to that. So I panic. I still haven't reached out to Theo about it because I'm terrified. And I'm not used to having people that even somewhat care.
The world in general is full of many different type of people, and sometimes you get the bad luck of the draw and you meet a lot of very shitty people. Your dad being a very good example of one of those. But you have those moments where you meet people like me or like Quinn, and when those type of people come into your life, you should hold on to them dearly. I have a person like that in my life. It's actually one of the founding reasons I'm a cop, because she is, and I look up to her. And she helped me turn my life around when I was in a very dark place I didn't think I could get out of. She didn't give up on me. She didn't blame me for my mistakes. And even when I started to falter and I would slip or I would mess up a little bit, she would always enforce that she was going to be there. And at first, I didn't believe her. I mean, who would? You deal with enough negativity. When you see positivity in your life, you don't believe it to be real. So when I messed up at first, I thought, damn, this will be the time where she actually walks away like everybody else did. But she didn't. And that's where I started to learn that there are people who want the best for you, even if you can't see it for yourself. And they won't give up on you. So if I can provide that for other people, give them what I was lucky enough to have, I'm going to do it. Because everyone deserves to have that.
I don't know about everybody.
I look at everyone as a blank slate. I don't judge you for your past. I don't judge you for your current choices. I look at things from an outside perspective. If someone robs a store, I'm not just thinking, okay, they're just, ruining someone else's life. I kind of dissect it and I go with, okay, why are they doing this? Is this a thrill? Is this something fun for them? Do they need the money? I guess I'm a glass half full kind of person. And sure, some people do things for selfish reasons, but there's always some underlining reason. So, like, for instance, someone could steal money to feed a drug habit. Someone could steal money because they want to get a fast car. I guess you could say stealing money to buy a fast car is pretty selfish, but does anyone ever really think of why that person wants that fast car?
No.
Because it makes them happy. Material things make people happy. Not everyone, but some people. There is always a reason, always an explanation for why people do the things that they do. And yeah, there are some genuinely selfish people, but I'm going to give them the chance to show me that and not automatically assume that about them. And at the end of the day, I'm also still human. And contrary to belief, I have a temper, and certain things do trigger me. But I'm also the type of person that will reflect on my mistakes, and I'm not afraid to apologize. So, glass half full gets you a lot.
Yeah. I don't even know what I am.
Uh, well, it's like I said at the river. You have a lot of time to figure that out.
Do I?
I mean, you had a very bleak outlook on things the other time, and I told you I would do my best to help, and I did, even though I feel like it wasn't enough in some regard. But you're still here.
Sometimes I wish I could switch.
I understand that.
I just. It's just so hard to live in that apartment or walk outside and stand on the sidewalk or look at that mesa in the garage. And then I'm hearing his voice in my head and it's just ripping at my heart. Because he's telling me to not let Dad win. But I don't even know how to win when this man is the way he is. When he could very well still kill me the first chance he gets. I I feel like I'm trying to crawl up this very steep hill. And I just keep sliding back down and getting cut up and ripped with rocks and I'm just rolling over and laying in the mud. Just exhausted. I'm so tired of spending my entire life surviving. I'm so tired of people dying around me and somehow only being the one left. Over and over again.
I feel like one of the things you're suffering with is a couple different variations of PTSD. But the one that seems to be front and center at the moment is something called survivor's guilt. You feel guilty that you're still here and Oliver isn't.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not the most well equipped and I do not have all the answers. But there are a couple things you could do to help yourself that you need to, one, ask yourself who is truly responsible for that event. And we both know the answer to that.
Yeah.
You need to remind yourself that you can handle the loss and the sadness associated with it. Even if it doesn't feel like you can, you've dealt with it before. And I hate to say that this isn't the first time, and realistically, with the way humans are, it probably won't be the last. But you need to come to terms with it and keep living for the ones who aren't here anymore. You need to think about your family and the friends who love you and how they feel about the fact that you're still here. You need to understand that things that happened aren't set in stone. Luck is random. Just because you experience something good while others experience misfortune does not make it your fault. You need to, what's the right wording for this?
Whoa, that's so
You
cool.
need to use that guilt as a tool. You need to honor those that you lost and create a sense of purpose and direction from it, because standing still, it's not going to help you, and it's not showing respect to their memory by letting yourself just waste away. And lastly, if you want to survive it, you need to take care of yourself both emotionally and physically. Get sleep, eat well, exercise, accepting support, which I see you're trying to do that.
Same, Alex. Also, hi.
And it is okay to ask for help.
I just have a hard time with it.
You do. But think about it this way, okay? You asked me if I wanted to see something, and then you tried to backpedal on it. And then you still told me where you were. And then when I got here, I didn't know you were up on this hill. You didn't have to come down there and find me. You didn't have to answer my text messages. While part of you does not want the help, another part of you does. And it shows itself in little ways.
I guess.
You guessed. All right, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to. We're gonna do an exercise, okay?
An exercise.
Yep, we're doing an exercise. Cause you and your monotone voice, I've had it. We're gonna do something, okay?
Yes, AJ, yell at
You know
her.
that big amped voice you have whenever you start roasting somebody? I need to hear that. Put some bass in your voice. Say it with your chest. Say something that you want to say that you want the whole fucking world to hear. Think about it.
Oh,
What do you
God.
want to say that you're afraid others to hear? Oh,
My
I
voice is
also
fucked.
made a whole track of me and my pacing this. Nice. Do the cupid shuffle with my shoes.
uh, hey, Estelle.
Uh,
I guess I just.
You what?
I'm tired of feeling like I'm nothing.
Okay. Say it with your chest.
What, like scream?
If it helps.
Uh.
Not much of a high output type of person, are you?
No, when you grow up with someone screaming at you constantly, you try
You
not to
learn to be
repeat it.
very quiet and make yourself very small.
Yeah.
Because you think if you're quiet and you're very small, they won't notice you and the bad things won't happen.
Yep. It was even with T too,
What do you
because
mean?
not like violent or anything, but that man. I went
Gave you
from
enough reasons to get loud?
sometimes yes, but it was going from an alcoholic, abusive household at 14, from 14, burning alive, ending up with another alcoholic in Sandy, always afraid that he could say one fucking you could say one fucking thing and he would go off the rails. So over time I learned that I could say pretty much anything and he wouldn't raise one hand. But I don't know. That fear of being choked by the demons of growing up like that. I don't know. I guess it's just instilled in my brain to shut the fuck up and sit down before something bad happens. Good luck, Alex. Hell yeah.
Well, I don't think if you noticed this, but you don't seem as scared as you were before. I mean, think about what you did during the Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
You could have shut down, you could have ran away. You stood your ground and you did what you needed to do to protect your family. You have the capacity to be a very strong person. You just need to get out of your own way.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Actually, I feel like I should rephrase that. You have the capacity to be a stronger person because you are already strong. You're still standing here.
Well, standing here and being strong is two very different things.
Hmm. Take it from my perspective as an outside look. I have dealt with some internal shit. I didn't have the kind of outlook on life that you had. And I told you before that my parents don't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
The only one who's ever gotten in my own way is me, my actions, and my choices, and my addictions. And there have been multiple times where I have considered giving up. And there was one time where I actually did. And the only reason that I'm still here now, it's because somebody else looked out for me when I wouldn't look out for myself. Being strong can be defined as a lot of different things. You could be shut away somewhere, not let yourself feel the sunlight on your skin, not build these emotional bonds to people because you're afraid of loss, because you don't feel like you're good enough. But you're doing it, you're doing the things that fundamentally make you a person in spite of everything that's gone wrong in your life. That is strength, Reyna. So while you may not see it, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that do, just like I do.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I wish I could see it. I do. I
No?
guess it might go along with the fact I can look at something that I endured and be like, yeah, I can take a punch. I can take a few flames. I can take a little cold. And that's I'm not going to say easy for me because it shouldn't be, but I grew up very differently than most kids. Not all, but most. Because at least one time in their life they've been to the ER before 14.
You'd be surprised.
True.
As someone who is in the Department of Safety, I have ran into many cases where kids and abuse were involved. And sometimes it just comes down to we can't do anything because we can't prove that it's happening. We can't do anything because one of the spouses, or depending on the person doing it, you can't really get them away from the situation
Yeah.
because their parental figure won't walk away. There are kids that end up in the foster system. There are kids that don't make it out of being kids. There are kids that are, and in one particular case that I'm aware of, there was a boy who lost both of their parents and lived with their uncle. Uh, One parent died early on in that person's life, and the second parent died later in a car accident, one that the uncle blamed the kid for. The uncle was a drunk and beat the shit out of him often.
Yeah.
We could not prove that it was happening because whenever we interviewed the child, they would always say, oh, they were playing too rough on the monkey bars, or they did this, that, and the third. They always had an excuse. So, because we couldn't do much with it, we left it alone. 4 years later, I was, just cleaning up some files and stuff, and I came across his name. He had never seen a hospital. By the time something was actually done, he was emaciated, skin and bones. At least one bone in each one of his limbs had been broken at one point, and they healed improperly. His social skills were all but gone. He is currently in a mental institution because he hallucinates very hard from his PTSD.
Mm.
That kid had everything stacked against him and continues to. But I definitely have seen some progress, though it's very little. I think that's one of the few cases that really sticks with me. You kind of run into those,
Yeah.
but that's one of three. Second one is a little bit more in line with me as a person and my history. And then the third one is the Shahs.
What, we stick out to you?
Uh, you are a case, like each one of you individually as a person. Plus, I've never, I guess I was fortunate enough that I never really lost anybody from my cases or anything that I was directly involved in until Oliver.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something that's gonna stick with me.
I know this might not mean much because he did die in the end, but you, in the past 23 years of dealing with shit and hiding shit and pretending like everything is fine when it's not, to state employees without anything happening, like me shooting my father or him hitting people with a hammer. You're the first cop to ever actually save us. And I know that might not mean much because, in the end, what happened happened. But it means something to me, even just a little bit. Have someone slightly smart enough to realize that there's something wrong enough to follow.
I was really hoping that I was being paranoid.
You know, I really wish it didn't happen and he stayed in jail. Or, maybe he choked on his own food in prison and died. But when I saw him sitting in that taxi, I froze yet again. And I stared him in the eyes. as he pointed a gun at T. And all I thought was, I have to do what he says.
I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah,
And I will definitely let you know that regardless of the outcome of whether he gets out or not, I'm going to continue to do my best to make the situation better.
yeah. We'll see, because I know my father very well, and the monster that he is. And the front that he can put on to make it seem like he's actually a good person when he's not.
He in no way strikes me as a good person. And I've only interacted with him once, and it was during that incident. I didn't know who he was until I saw him zip tying you and your uncle.
But you also know backstory behind that. Growing up, nobody knew anything. And he has this way of completely changing the way he acts when someone even slightly questions something, and
It's
just,
called manipulation.
yeah.
Well, if anything, the guy knows that I find him to be a severe dickhead.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's a big pussy.
Yeah.
Oh god, the sun is way out. You've
Yep.
been up here for a minute.
Mm-hmm. That's how it usually goes. I've been wandering the
Yeah,
city every night for the past 2 nights, so.
I mean, if it helps, it helps. Just be safe and don't get hit by cars on the highway.
Ha 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 ha.
Just state the obvious.
Listen, that was a complete accident on my part. I went to grab my phone, and the handlebars veered to the left and hit a car
Ah,
oncoming.
yes, texting and driving.
It's fine. I haven't slept
Hmm.
soundly since I've had to shoot my dad, so that's great. But like walking around helps keep my mind from calming down.
Uh, you have told me so much about yourself, and there's so much about you and just in general as far as case files are concerned. And you seem to have certain presumptions about me based on outward appearance. So I am going to give you 5 questions. You can ask any 5 questions, and I will answer them honestly.
Is there anything you don't want me to ask?
Nope, go for it.
Oh fuck! My voice is dying. I don't know what's wrong with me right now, but. mm, what's your middle name?
What's my middle name?
Yeah,
5 questions, and that's what you want to ask.
it's important.
It's important. Well, that sadly, that is a slightly wasted question.
You don't have a middle name?
I do have a middle name, but it's just somebody's first name.
So is mine. So,
It's Naomi.
okay.
Next.
I'm thinking. What did you do?
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. What did I do for breakfast today? Like,
Shane, that's a good one. What did you do to. I don't know if this is too touchy of a question to ask, but what did you do with your parents?
I I guess I'll pretext this a little bit. When I was younger, I mean, I'm still an active person, but when I was younger, I was really into soccer. I was very fucking competitive, and I always pushed myself to my limits. And well, when you push yourself a little bit too much, your body can only keep up with so much. So I injured my knee. Ironically enough, it's the same one I have a brace on now.
Mm-hmm.
It's always caused me trouble. But while healing, I was doing pain management, and one of the things that I took to deal with pain was Oxy. Pain in my knee stopped, the Oxy didn't.
Gotcha.
It became a very heavy habit. So, needless to say, I am a recovering Oxy addict, and I've been clean for 6 years. But to answer your question, I did a number of shit, but the worst thing I did was there was a necklace that my dad's grandmother passed through the family, and I needed money to feed my addiction, and I stole it and I sold it. And when I worked up the money to buy it back, someone bought it and I never saw it again. And that is something that has been passed through my family for 3 generations, and it's gone now because of my addiction. They tried to put me in rehab twice. I failed. They gave up on me.
They shouldn't have.
Mm, I could say that, but at the same time, I understand it from their point of view.
But looking at you
I put
now,
them in a lot of shit.
they shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Uh, I told you before that I recently tried to reach out. I've tried to argue that I'm a better person and that I'm doing better things with my life, but they're apprehensive. So, who knows? Maybe when I finally have my badge and I'm not a cadet anymore, maybe they'll start believing me. Maybe they'll see that I'm not that person anymore. Maybe, just maybe, they'll want me as their daughter again. But, just one dream in the list. You have 3 more questions.
Hmm. You explained to me a little bit of why you became a cop,
I did.
but are you doing it to prove something to them?
It's more for myself than it is for them.
Good.
I uh I did a lot of bad shit, and I'm very lucky to be on the path that I am now because I made a lot of mistakes while I was still a kid. So it was all juvenile related. I didn't have a record, so this was an option to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, all the bad things I did, I felt like I could make up for it by doing a lot of good. And for me, I guess I'm just trying to prove to myself that I can stay on the right path and continue to do that until the day I die. Keep being a good person, keep doing good things, keep helping people. Keep trying to be something more than what I used to be.
See, this is what I mean.
I'm sorry?
This is what I mean when I said that you seemed to have it together. It wasn't it was more of how you look at things more than what you've done. And sure, you've stumbled around in your life. But right now, I can look at you and kind of wish that I could think like you. Positive.
I mean, I didn't get to this place by myself. Somebody else helped me,
But,
dragged me.
but still, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I meant the other day.
I can agree with that, but at the same time, I'm still faced with a lot of self doubt. Anytime I slightly mess up, every time I feel like I failed. I guess you could say, in a matter of speaking, I have my own voices. It's just a lot of confidence issues. Because I already know what it looks like when I'm at my lowest. And I try very hard not to be that person anymore.
That's
But in
positive, though.
hindsight, yeah, but in the hindsight of being a very attentive person and noticing small things, me noticing the taxi, it's because I think about a lot. And it could be a double edged sword. Because while I'm thinking ahead on certain things, I can also have a lot of negative thoughts. What if I do something that completely fucks up my ability to have my job? Whether it's an injury or one bad decision, what do I do with my life then? I try to think that far ahead as to what kind of person I would be if I wasn't on the path that I am now, and right now I don't have a clear answer. And that is scary.
Yeah.
And then other times when I make mistakes, I sometimes wonder if I'm good enough, if I'm really doing my best. Am I failing people? Like Quinn and Win and everyone else that night kept telling me that I did the best that I could with the circumstances, that I did everything right. And from a logical standpoint, yeah, I did. But from another standpoint, what if I did just a little bit more? There's always the contemplation of different factors. What if I had just pulled the guy out of the car and had him identify himself? Would it have been exactly legal? No. But it was a gut feeling, and honestly, thinking about it now, if I had done that and got in trouble for it, I could have lived with that because somebody else would still be alive. But at the same time, while I can be a very selfless person, acting on emotions like that is what's going to knock me off this path more than anything else.
Yeah. And you didn't fail Oliver. Just so you know. That sippy cup drinking motherfucker. Things happen for a
Well,
reason. I was told that yesterday. Everything everything happens for a specific reason. And sometimes you can't really change the way that everything is supposed to fall. And as much as it sucks, I I just had this feeling that it was gonna happen eventually anyways. That bad feeling I told you about the day before, it's the same feeling as right now, where it's gone. And I don't think it was the torturing. I think it was that. But you didn't fail him. Our father did.
yeah, well, I'm right back at you.
I played my part. I was
No,
there.
you didn't. You didn't do those things. You can you can't just convince me the things that are out of my control and things that I'm not directly in action about and then don't think that the same thing applies to you.
It doesn't.
It does.
But here's the thing. 3 days before that even happened, I went on a walk. Dad's voice got really loud in my head. And it had been getting louder and louder throughout that entire week. And I didn't really go to Oliver, and he was getting mad at me because I wasn't opening up to him as much. Mm, because of what I was going through, I was shutting everybody out, which is a normal instinct that I always have. Not to say that it should be happening, but it did. And we had this very long conversation. And I was starting to open up to him, even just the slightest, and accepting him as a brother for once. And I failed him because right when I was letting him in, he's gone. And I didn't do it sooner. I had all this time, and I just kept pushing him away and dealing with it myself. I didn't believe in his ability to help me. I didn't believe him when he told me to talk to him. And I think that's what hurts the most. Because in a way I did fail him.
I guess that's one way to look at it. But I also feel like a lot of that was you feeling like you didn't deserve help. And it pushed you away from seeking it or
Yeah.
letting people give it.
Yeah, you may be right.
Maybe. Let's see.
Oh
I
no.
think you still have 2 questions.
Oh god.
Or is 3 enough? Do you think you got me figured out now?
I never have anything figured out, so.
That's life, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody truly has it figured out. We just play the game.
I think I already know the answer to this one.
Hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure a few of you guys would have the same answer.
Okay.
I'm stealing your question, Shane. If it came to saving somebody or saving your job, which would it be?
Saving someone or my job?
Like, would you risk losing it?
Well, that's a very loaded question. Circumstances matter.
True.
There are some people that can't be saved. And I don't know. You got to think about it in hindsight, really. Is it worth it to save one person at the cost of your job or to keep your job and let one person die if it means you can save thousands more? So I might be the odd one out, but I would keep my job because while it may hurt to lose one person, I can't discount the numerous amounts of lives I could save by keeping it. It would suck and it would hurt like hell, but objectively speaking, that is what I would do. But realistically, in the heat of the moment, when emotions are high, who knows? But I would hope that I make the right decision.
Something tells me you would.
I mean, and I wouldn't say it's selfish, but what's that phrase? The odds don't justify the means.
Yep.
Yeah. One life isn't worth thousands more.
That's the
But we're
trolley
also human.
experiment.
Mm-hmm. Cortez is around sending me selfies of my goddamn pores on my face. The fuck?
Huh.
He has a very close up photo of my face because I wasn't paying attention. God damn, it makes me look old. Alright, you got one more. Also, is that the answer you think every other cop is gonna give?
Objectifiably, yeah.
But realistically, probably not.
Yeah.
But like I said, circumstances matter, the person matters, the situation matters.
Let me rack my brain for a good question.
Your last one.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't have a good question. Oh, my brain stopped working. SOS. I'm gonna go for less serious here.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want me to ask you a serious one. What do you feel like?
Go for it. You can ask whatever.
Bug, hurry up!
Or do you need another moment to think about it?
uh, I'm running on 0 hours of sleep, so hold on.
So the objective of today is this thing called rest.
I don't know how to do that.
You should try it sometime. It's actually really damn good.
Bug, why are you doing this to me? Okay, we're gonna do that one. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
What animal would you turn into and turn back into yourself with no side effects? What animal would you choose and why?
I guess this might sound a little bit cliche, but a wolf.
Oh, I can see it.
They're social creatures, but at the same time, they can be solo. They're very cunning. They're family orientated, which, regardless of my family issues, I could definitely see myself in the future.
Ducky!
I don't know, settling down, having a kid or two.
Oh my god.
Right now, I'm going through a hoe phase, but I
Oh?
could definitely see myself settling down. Yeah, though I would. I don't know. Is it really considered a hoe phase if I'm only fucking around with one person right now?
No. I mean, I guess
Mm.
it depends, because if you're dating
The
them,
option is there to.
yeah.
No, we're not dating. We're
Oh.
not exclusive. We're both just having fun. And sometimes that's what someone needs. They don't really need all of the obligations and tie downs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we're really good friends. So,
A bird?
uh, but, and this is the funny thing, but, while I do like wolves, If you have ever noticed anything about me, you will see that there is a collective of different wing tattoos on me. I think you were there for that conversation in front of Ammunition.
Yep.
So, while I would say that, I guess it's a double edged sword because I've often looked at my life and my choices as being like, metaphorically speaking, a caged bird.
Mm-hmm.
So the wings are symbolism for me. Me doing what I'm doing now is me trying to set myself free, let myself soar. But I don't objectively have like one particular bird that I would relate to that. But I guess if I had to pick one, it'd probably be like a barn owl. They're pretty. And they're small, like me.
True.
For a while, I had two theme songs. Uh, One is A Bird Set Free by Sia, and the other one is Phoenix. It's from a video game called League of Legends, but it's a really good song. Ooh, and the fuck is that?
Probably the
Is that
Terror Twins.
Cortez? No, that's Cortez. Oh, this will be funny. Turn around, you bitch. I saw you on Ace Jones Drive. You driving by on your double T? Yeah, I saw you. Turn around, pussy.
True bug, it does.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Did you see my car? Because you drove right past it. Yeah, well, if you go back up the way you just came, hit that parking lot that overviews, you'll see my white and black coquette. Are you drooling or foaming at the mouth? What the fuck? What was that noise? You ain't still in my coquette, motherfucker. I'm on a mountain. Like I said, go back to my car. Look for it, you blind shit.
Oh my god. I love it.
You're not stealing it. You steal it, I'm gonna shoot you in the foot.
Is that allowed?
What? Bro, go back down Ace Jones Drive that overlooks the university. I mean, you literally just came down here, dog. How fast did you fucking turn? Uh, I literally watched you drive right by.
Like I hear a motorcycle. Oh, there he is.
I'm looking right at you. Okay. Well, and then he hangs up. Dog, I'm looking right at you. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. See the little parking spot? Stop. Dumbass. Be down in a second. Stop ruling at the mouth. He's like foaming and shit. He's gonna steal my car. Come on. No more emo time. Let's go for laughs and fun.